What is up, guys? Welcome back. We good?
We're live.
We are live. Is it sound?
No, it says something weird about it says it looks like this broadcast was deleted on Facebook. Try creating a new broadcast or just remove this destination from the broadcast, then re-add it.
You're saying that?
Just check.
Mm-mm.
It says you're live.
Nope. All right. Well, I think we
All right.
are live. And
Yeah, we're good.
while we're
A little
here,
technical difficulties, but welcome back, guys. Happy Monday. I hope everybody had a productive weekend. How was your weekend?
it was good. It was very
Good?
nice. Yeah. How was yours?
Awesome. Great. Refreshing. Ready to rock.
Good.
Rise.
Oh, look, we have matching cups today.
Oh, let's go.
That's exciting.
Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, Monday morning cheers. Guys, if this is the first time you're tuning in, welcome back to Rise and Grind. Rise and Grind is all about one thing. It's about getting the trends that are in demand right now, popular, that are important for businesses, small business owners, solopreneurs, and brands alike. So we want to make sure we get you the content that you need so that you can put the most out there for your brand, for your business, to get the most out of it. So we got a lot going on here today. So let's start rocking here, Meg. You kick us off.
All right. Awesome. I can't believe that I'm already thinking about this, but I am ready for the holidays and Black Friday is around the corner. And right now is the perfect time for brands to start preparing for Black Friday. How often do we see some businesses come to us the week leading up to Black Friday,
Literally.
a few days leading up? Hey, I have this big promotion. I want you to advertise it. And at that point, it's too late. We need to build the awareness beforehand. So,
and I want people to think about that, because a lot of times what winds up happening is that we look at like, okay, well, I tried this one thing. A lot of times business owners, especially like smaller businesses, they try to do everything themselves.
Right.
And what winds up happening is that you run a campaign for Black Friday a week before and it didn't work. And you're like, wow, marketing doesn't work. So it's like, this is important to be ahead of the game.
Absolutely. Think about it this way. If you saw a brand for the first time the week of Black Friday, would you purchase from them? Maybe if their offer was really good, but most of the time you have your eye on the prize, right?
Yes,
you know what you want leading up to Black Friday. So what can you do right now to prepare conversion rate optimization on your website? If you find that your website is currently not converting, you're going to want to test that out and figure it out so that when you have traffic coming to your site, it's really easy for them to convert. Search engine optimization, obviously, but keep testing out your search engine optimization and make sure you're climbing those ranks. Same thing with your site speed and your offers and ad language. Now is the time to A/B test ad language that works so that you're not learning during the Black Friday time period. And creating comparison guides or gift guides for the holiday. Again, start building that awareness now so that by the time Black Friday comes, your consumers already know what they want from you. They just have to check out. And then a top tip is to start to segment anyone who adds anything to their cart and then abandons it so that you can send them any early Black Friday deals or get them to convert a little bit earlier since they were that close to begin with.
Yeah, boom.
Cool. Black Friday is around the corner. I don't know what I want yet, but I'm
guys.
starting to think about it.
It's so wild to think about freaking Black Friday. Oh my
gosh. I know.
Wild.
All right. Next up, we have Elon Musk helping or hurting X.
Yeah. So listen, right now, the biggest thing with Elon, right? So we're seeing a lot of major things shift, right? Like we're seeing the fact that Elon, he's a business owner. I think one of the biggest things is he's not just a business, he's a mogul. Let's be clear. He's a mogul, right? So the thing is with Elon, when he's out there in the world doing the stuff he's doing, it's because he has the experience, right? So he's not scared to ruffle feathers internally or externally, but he's doing things at such a rapid pace that a lot of people, whether they're, X or Twitter employees or, just people around him are just like, what is going on?
Right.
So people are questioning, like, is he helping the brands that he's in right now, or is he hurting them ultimately? So that's a big topic right now that we're like, everyone's got to just stay on their seats about, because in addition to that, if you want to go to the next one too with Twitter, like, he's pushing it where if you want to keep your gold check, you got to be spending $1,000, and literally you have less than, because coming up in a month from now, you have had to already spend close to $20,000 in Twitter. And if you don't have that and you have a gold check, you will lose that gold check. So the craziest part is that literally he's pushing force so that people will pay and they can monetize. So again, he's thinking like an entrepreneur. He's not thinking like the artist, right? So they're different. And it's ruffling a lot of feathers along the way.
$1,000 is a lot to spend for a lot of smaller brands, right?
Well, right. Well, the gold checks are typically bigger brands, or unless you want like to obviously be a gold check and you're a smaller company. But yeah, it is. You're right. I mean, it is.
I mean, even to try to compete with those with the gold checks, if you really wanted to, it's still a lot of money regardless, just to keep a gold check, right?
Totally.
All right. Next up, we have the iOS privacy shift. This is something that's been happening for a while. I feel like privacy concerns have been coming up more and more recently, and we're a few years now into accepting cookies at the bottom of websites, but that's going to happen more, especially now with the new iOS update. They're removing tracking URL parameters specifically from links accessed by mail or messages. So marketers and brands are going to have a hard time figuring out which consumers came from which efforts, essentially. So what they need to do is start to focus on ways to get consumer consent to collect their data, and then we can avoid this issue. But it is a challenge, and it's something that you want to start thinking about now, because the rumor is in Q1 of 2024, it is going to become increasingly difficult to track consumer privacy.
Well, I mean, remember Cambridge Analytica, when that happened with the whole polls, the year that Trump won, it's like everybody went nuts and Facebook got sued. There's so much going on. Even still with Meta, there's a big class action lawsuit right now, $725 million class action lawsuit that people actually, if their data got stolen, you can make money actually right now still. I don't know, whatever. Sorry, Zucks. But literally, like, that's a freaking thing, guys. So like, again, data and privacy is always going to be an issue. So
definitely.
Something to keep in mind.
Definitely something to
I'm
keep
somebody
in
though,
mind.
I don't mind it though, because like I would rather get tailored ads.
Me too.
I would rather see the things that I want to see. And it's like, listen, we're not Beyonce. We're not like some crazy famous people that are going to take our data and do something like I'm John and you're Megan. And it's like, we're like in the big scene, we're not famous people. Like if I was like a famous person and they were taking my data and they knew it was me, that's different. Now it's like, okay, they know it's John, they know it's Megan. Like if they knew directly and it could harm us in some way, right? But there's millions and millions and millions of people just being targeted by, by ads, essentially. They want that data to retarget and to get better consumer behavior interests and blah, blah, blah.
Exactly.
So, again, I feel like I'm a marketer, so I get it. I see a little bit differently, but
I'm with you. I'd rather get ads from products that I actually want to buy than just random.
Because picture, like if they didn't do that, then like you'd get ads for the randomest shit. And maybe you're like, whatever, I don't care. But like realistically, you're going to see random shit that doesn't pertain to you.
It's like commercials on TV. All these platforms came out to skip commercials because they didn't pertain or connect to the audiences.
Yes.
And now, ads are going to become that way. So definitely something to keep in mind now as a business so that you can learn how to get around it come 2024.
Cool.
All right. Have you purchased anything from, do you pronounce it Temu?
Temu, guys. Holy smokes. Angelica actually got me on this. Speaking of, I don't know, do you know what it is? So Jacqueline ordered something from it. So apparently it's a rival, and it's like a slow rival that's really coming up and creeping up to Amazon, eBay, all these major platforms. But if I understand it correctly, it's like buying directly from China. Is that correct?
It's like Wish, I thought.
It's like Wish, right? So like you go on and like, if I want to get a podcast mic, I think I paid for all of our podcast equipment like hundreds of dollars, right? You can get podcast stuff on there for literally like $5.
No way.
I'm not, but it's direct.
Is the quality?
I've never bought yet, so I don't know. Quality's down?
It's just like Wish. It's like
Okay.
All right.
But keep it on your radar, because the thing is, this is more of a consumer like little golden nugget, because realistically, like that's something that people are getting really cheap stuff from. But it's cheap. Like actually Jacqueline got like, a dish mat. I mean, if I got it from Dollar Tree, I wouldn't know the difference.
Right.
But it was super cheap.
Did it come quickly?
It was like a week.
Okay, that's not bad.
So it wasn't terrible.
I feel like to compete with Amazon, businesses have to focus on their shipping.
Good point.
Right?
Because, like I'd rather get something today or tomorrow.
This morning I was on Amazon. I love that Amazon has the same day delivery options now. But this morning I'm on Amazon and it says, do you want this delivered by 10 a.m.? I'm like, that's only in 2 hours. You can get this to me in 2 hours.
Yeah, 2 hours. What?
That's crazy.
Isn't that bananas now?
Like, it really is. It's changing the way for me personally how I shop, because I'm like, okay, I can either get this delivered to me in 2 hours and do something else in the meantime.
Right.
Or I can go out and to all the stores and get it myself, but I'm saving time by staying home.
Guys,
so why would I go out?
Comment on this if you're watching this and tell us, would you rather get something delivered like Amazon as an example and pay a little bit more but get it tomorrow or immediately, like same day? Or would you like a platform like Wish or like Temu where you're paying like 50% less, but it takes like 2 weeks to get to you. I'm curious to see what you guys say about that. So comment on that
too.
What we got next?
All right. Next, we have nostalgia marketing taking over. And we talked about this a little bit last week with Barbie, but more and more brands and businesses are hopping on the 2000s takeover trend. Pop-Tarts. Are you a fan of Pop-Tarts?
I used to love the tarts, man. The Pop-Tarts were the shit.
Do you remember back in the day they had those like crazy good characters, but it was just the different Pop-Tarts?
Yeah.
So they reintroduced those in their latest marketing
campaign. Love that.
Yeah. But they're not the only ones that are reintroducing something from the 2000s.
Pop-Tarts?
I love Pop-Tarts. I haven't had a Pop-Tart in a while.
What was your favorite Pop-Tart?
Oh, goodness. S'mores, brown sugar.
Dude, brown sugar was like everybody had brown sugar. Like, you could go there and they would always have brown sugar if you were at like a 7-Eleven or something. But like you couldn't get the other ones.
Was there like a fudge one?
There was a fudge one. There was a cookie like one too, where it had like the chocolate inside and the cookie on top. That was my jam. And then second was
the s'mores. Yeah, so Pop-Tarts reintroduced their crazy good characters. McDonald's just released, they saw a huge uptick in Q2 because of their rollout of Grimace's birthday party, which again, we grew up with McDonald's and Grimace, right?
Totally.
So
who the fuck is Grimace?
That's the
purple dude?
Big purple guy.
Yeah.
His name is Grimace? That's terrifying. That's concerning. That guy's name is Grimace.
Take it up with McDonald's marketing. But
why couldn't it be like Roger or Fred or like a nice welcoming name like
Maybe
John?
It was a popular name back in the day. It's like John.
A great name like Connor. Good names like that.
Yeah, good wholesome names. But again, this is
Megan used to have 2 first names. I don't know if anybody knew that. You can never trust somebody who has 2 first names. Megan and Connor. Rob, Arthur. See, 2 people you can't trust. I'm totally kidding. I'm kidding. They're the most trustworthy if you have 2 first names.
Okay, so McDonald's, again, nostalgic. They saw a huge uptick in Q2 after looking at their finances. Barbie, we talked about last week. And then we have Pepsi,
Did you see Barbie yet?
I haven't seen it yet. And you know what? To go off on a side tangent, did you see it? I thought it was going to be something different.
Are you going to go with him?
Oh, AJ and
Rob refused.
How's that shoot?
For the win.
Yeah, I was very excited about it, but now I think I'm going to potentially wait to see it.
I'm gonna wait till it streams. I'm a streamer.
That's what I'm thinking too. I like sitting in the comfort of my home.
I'm the introvert experience guy for that type of stuff.
Yeah, me too.
My motivation Monday is about to be fire though. Once we're done with this, I'm getting the audience ready.
Tune in to the end so you can hear John's motivation Monday.
Little hype up job.
Okay, back to nostalgia marketing. Pepsi, KFC, Burger King, and Burberry. All of these brands simplified their logos at the end of the 2000s. They're going back to their heritage branding now. So they're going back. And then Silk, the almond milk. Are you familiar with the brand? Okay. They made their own milk mustache ads with the kids of the celebrities from the original campaign. So
come on.
The whole Got Milk campaign, they repurposed it. So nostalgia marketing. I'm honestly not mad about it. I love the early 2000s. I feel like it's just warm.
I live for it. I don't know if you guys ever see this on IG Reels, it's Reels, but there's this ambient aquatic sound, and it's like 90s memories of like Christmases or like all these different things.
I know what you're talking about.
It's just one sound though, and it literally with everything on it, like Dunkaroos, like the inside of like the old Chuck E. Cheese's. Or whatever. And when I hear those things, I love, I realized the other day my brother was over at my house and he had these, for the most part, and we're over here on the Jersey Shore, but like he has these like shorter shorts, right? Which, short shorts, he had high Nike white socks on with the little Nike logo, Vans on. And I sat there, I was like, I want to look something up. And I started looking up stuff and I looked up like surfer style of like 70s, 80s, right? And they were wearing that. And what's so insane is that like all that stuff comes back, like, and it just repeats itself. So like the nostalgia stuff they're bringing back now, like I'm so stoked for it because
me too.
I love that stuff. I really do. I'm a big fan of the like late 90s, early 2000s. Even though Megan was born in 99. Do you know that, Rob?
That's not true.
That's kidding. Megan's only 21. Just kidding.
That's also not true.
So I'm a big fan of it. And I have a question though. Yes. So 2 questions. Just a quick poll. So what was your favorite like cartoon growing up that you could think about? It doesn't have to be cartoon, but like any like kid show.
Really?
Kid show.
Favorite?
Rob, what do you got?
Rugrats.
Off the cuff. You knew instantly. He's wearing Rugrats undies right now.
I was thinking of Rugrats too, but oh my gosh. I did like Rugrats.
Do you remember Rocko's Modern Life?
Of course I remember Rocko's Modern Life. Is that
Modern
your
Life.
favorite?
No.
I liked Rocket Power too, though. I think that might be my favorite.
Rocket Power was the best. I used to love Rocket Power. What's your fave?
I think Rocket Power.
Rocket Power is so good. Shuby. Honestly, I think my favorite one was Hey Arnold.
Oh, that's a good one.
Come on, it's a Hey Arnold,
That's a
dude.
good one.
Arnold,
You should
like
have the cat dog guy.
cat. Oh my
and
gosh,
Cat Dog. That's
Chris,
good.
your Chris used to always
Honestly,
watch Cat Dog. I feel like when I used to go to your house, I was like watching Cat Dog.
I love all of those cartoons.
They're all,
They're all so
amazing.
good. Yeah.
But you know what though? But like when you think about what was like, were there ones you didn't like? I'm trying to think of like ones I didn't like. Because is it just nostalgic? So we like
Courage the Cowardly Dog. I liked it, but I was afraid of it.
It was like a little dark. It was a little dark.
It was really dark.
It was a little
For
dark.
a kid show, it was pretty dark.
Yeah.
It's
Did you have one you like?
Yeah, as soon as Nick Jr. came on, obviously.
Anything that was like Junior? Okay. What were you saying?
I don't remember.
Nostalgic. Comment if you're watching. Comment your favorite nostalgic early 2000s or late 90s fave. Gotta know.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Here's that Threads update. Here's that Threads.
So Threads released a few updates. The updates that they rolled out are a little bit different than the updates of what the people are looking for. But the updates that rolled out, a feed option to see only posts from people you follow in chronological order. Great. Post translations.
Okay.
I don't know how often you need to use this. I guess there's a few consumers who are seeing posts from people who don't speak the same language and they need a translation. A new way to filter notifications, a follow button update, and a quick way to approve new followers. Now, these are all great updates, but the thread within that post have people saying that they want no hashtags. They want a search function to see what are people saying about very specific news or trends, or a breaking news section where they can go, very similar to Twitter. Twitter has that kind of trending section within their app.
Yeah.
And they want a desktop presence. Twitter has a desktop presence, so people are looking for Threads to have a desktop presence.
I feel like this, but Zucks was just like, screw you, Elon, and made this. And I feel like it's just like, they didn't think about any of that stuff. Well, I'm sure they did actually. They were bazillion.
Maybe it'll be in the rollout of everything. And I keep saying Twitter, but it's X. And
X, but the Twitter app still has the Twitter bird. Yeah, look, it's still Twitter bird.
Apparently on Android it's updated, but not on the App Store.
If you have an Android, I'm sorry to hear that.
That's actually an interesting way to roll something out too, to roll it out on Androids and not on Apple. I feel like a lot of people have
little test
Apple phones. Yeah, it is.
Little test.
It is a test. All right, so that's all with Threads update, and then
that's all she wrote.
Is that it? Oh my gosh!
That's all we fucking flew through that. Excuse my French.
Wow.
We flew through that. All right, guys, listen. So here's my Monday motivation here for you. Okay, guys. First off, thank you for watching. Secondly, again, if you know a business owner, a solopreneur, somebody in sales, somebody that's an executive somewhere or in leadership, share this with them. You know, the goal and what we're going to do from time to time with Rise and Grind is also give some leadership tips, leadership training stuff, as well as obviously the main goal is to put the emerging trends in the hands of the business owners so that you guys can make the decisions that you need to make to move your company and brand forward. So again, if you know anybody, like, share, subscribe, tag them in it, or let them know about it. We'd really seriously appreciate it. So Motivation Monday, right? So let's kick this week off strong here, okay? And I said this actually, and you weren't on it. You were on a CX call, but you know, last Friday we had an all hands meeting, and we were going through at Adapting Social every 2 weeks now. We have our all hands meeting where we kind of dive in and we talk about things that are going on in the company and also just some recognition, right? So like if I'm working with Megan and I want to give her a shout out company wide, you do that, right? So during one of the things that I was doing, I sat there and I was like thinking about it, and the guy that I gave the shout out to, Jamie, who's our director of new partnerships, he embodies something that I want to share that I would hope this week that everybody carries out. And it was about the fact that everybody that you interact with every day, and it doesn't matter if it's a stranger, if you're going to a Starbucks, if you're going to the gas station, still buy gas. And if you're going to the grocery store, wherever, you know, you don't know what people are going through in their day. And I remember I was going through Walmart recently, and the person who checks the receipt at the front door, this guy was so friendly, so nice. And I had a conversation where I was like, dude, I love your energy. And he looked at me and he goes, not everybody goes back home to love.
Oh, that hurts my heart a little.
Right?
Yeah.
But not everybody
that's true.
goes back home to love. So he's like, it's my job to put love in the world.
Oh.
And I was like, wow, I'm getting the chills right now. I'm like, wow. Like, I'm so happy I stopped and talked to that guy, because I was like, even though I always try to be positive and talk to people, now I'm like 10xing what I was going to do before, ever since I met this guy like a week ago. And that's my motivation Monday for you guys, is we don't know what people are going through, you know? And I want to tell a quick story that was actually in a book, and it shared about how, you know, this guy was on a train and his two kids were just running around rampant, right? This was in The Principles by Stephen Covey.
Mm-hmm.
So running around, and everybody in the train was like so annoyed by these two kids. And the dude that was across from, you know, this parent, this dad and his two kids, was like, all right, if in a minute this doesn't stop, I'm going to say something to the dad. And fast forward, sure enough, the kids were running around still screaming. And so he goes, excuse me, sir, can you please handle your kids? And the guy looked back at him, and the guy wasn't looking happy. He was just kind of sitting there mopey. And he said, I'm sorry, man. He's like, we just got back from my wife's funeral. It's the first time that they've been happy since, you know, their mom died. And it's like, dude, that's sobering. And it's also so somber, because it's like, you don't know what people are going through. So when you're on the plane next to somebody who has like a bad day, or like their kid is crying, or if you're in a restaurant, that's a situation, or if you're annoyed about what's going on with somebody, it's like, if you have to say something, respectfully do it, right? Or maybe don't, because you don't know what they're going through, or maybe try to talk to them and put some positivity into the world. So the biggest thing I want to shout out to, you know, everybody out there that is already doing this, is that you're making the world a better place. And I had someone in my podcast recently who was like, their mission, they're already retired, you know, their job right now, they're like, my job is to make the world better than I left it. Like, that's their job now. He said, like, that's my job. And I'm embodying that spirit as like, that's what I want to do. And that's what we're doing here in our world. And I hope and I challenge that for everybody that's listening to this, because at the end of the day, we're people, right? And we can't get anything done without people. When you think about the skyscrapers that are built, when you think about like anything that we do as a company, a country, whatever, it takes good people to help, right? So I hope that you're a lending hand or a big pair of hands for somebody this week, because at the end of the day, there's nothing better in the world than giving back. Like, you know, that freaking feeling when you give somebody a good gift, maybe for their birthday. Megan's birthday is tomorrow, by the way. Tomorrow's Megan's birthday, speaking of giving. But, you know, it's like, there's not a better feeling when you give somebody something and their eyes light up and they're so excited, or like they're happy. True. It's like, it's such a great feeling, right? So I hope, guys, this week that you are able to do that for somebody, and that somebody's able to do it for you. But happy Monday. Megan, happy almost birthday.
Thank you.
And everybody, create an amazing week ahead, guys. You're in charge of it.